It was one of those golden summer afternoons when the air smelled like gasoline, roasted corn, and freedom. The highway stretched endlessly across the southern plains, where a group of rough, tattooed bikers thundered through like a living storm. Their engines roared, chrome glinting under the sun. Leather vests patched with names like Iron Devils, Steel Thunder, and Road Saints. These men were loud, wild, and feared by most towns they passed through. But in truth, they weren't as heartless as their image claimed. They were just men searching for a purpose, a brotherhood that gave them belonging. At the head of the pack rode Ryder, a broad-shouldered man with a gray beard and eyes that had seen too much of life. To him, the road was peace. Until that day when a little voice stopped him cold in his tracks. The group had pulled into a small rural town for a quick break. Dust rose as they parked outside a shabby gas station. As Ryder walked toward the store for a cold drink, he heard a faint voice call out, "Sir." "Excuse me, sir." He turned around and saw her, a small black girl, maybe 9 or 10 years old, standing beside a rusted pink bicycle that looked like it had survived a war. Her clothes were worn, her sneakers ripped at the front, and her big brown eyes held a sadness that cut right through even the toughest heart. "What's up, kid?" Ryder asked, pulling off his sunglasses. "You lost or something?" She shook her head, gripping the handle of her bike tighter. "No, sir. I wanted to ask if you'd like to buy my bike." The bikers around chuckled under their breath. One of them said, "Kid, you can't sell that thing. It's older than my first Harley." But the girl didn't flinch or smile. Her voice trembled, but her determination was real. "Please, sir. I just need $20. Ryder frowned. $20. What for? You got a lemonade stand or something?" The girl looked down, her lips trembling. Mom didn't come home last night," she whispered. "I need to get to the hospital in the next town. They called this morning and said she's real sick. But the bus costs $20. The laughter around her faded instantly. Ryder's chest tightened. He crouched to meet her eye level. "You're saying your mom's in the hospital, kid? Alone?" She nodded quickly, wiping her face. "They said she might not make it. I don't have no daddy. It's just me and her." She looked at her bike again and ran her hand along its rusty frame. "This bike was her birthday gift to me last year," she said. "One day you'll ride it to school and show the world what you can do. But now I just need someone to buy it so I can go to her." The bikers stood there in stunned silence. These were men who'd seen bar fights, prison time, and heartbreak, but this was different. Ryder looked around and saw that even Big Joe, the club's loudest member, had tears in his eyes. "What's your name, sweetheart?" Ryder asked softly. "Maya," she said. "Maya Johnson." He smiled a little. "Well, Maya Johnson, I don't think we're gonna buy your bike. But how about we ride you to your mom instead?" Her eyes widened. "You'd do that?" "You bet your little bike we would," Ryder said, standing tall. "Mount up, boys. We're taking an angel to her mom." Within minutes, the bikers revved up their engines. They lifted Maya's small bike and tied it carefully to the back of Ryder's Harley. Then Ryder handed her a helmet that looked comically large on her head. She grinned for the first time, clutching his leather jacket as she climbed behind him. "Hold on tight, Maya," he said over the roar of engines. "We ride fast, but we ride safe." And with that, the gang of roaring Harleys took off down the open road, a trail of dust and thunder behind them. Cars pulled over. People stared. A small black girl riding with a pack of bikers, it was a sight no one forgot. Ryder could feel her heartbeat against his back as they sped down the highway, past fields, small towns, and gas stations. He didn't know why, but something about this little girl reminded him of his own daughter, who he hadn't seen in 10 years. A daughter who'd grown up believing her father didn't care. The wind stung his eyes, or maybe it wasn't the wind at all. After an hour of riding, they pulled into the small-town hospital. Maya jumped off and ran toward the entrance, her helmet still bouncing on her head. Ryder and the others followed, their heavy boots echoing through the quiet halls. The nurse at the desk looked startled when she saw the group, a line of leather-clad bikers walking behind a little girl with tears in her eyes. "I'm looking for my mom," Maya gasped, breathless. "Her name's Evelyn Johnson." The nurse's face softened. "Room 214, honey. She's been waiting for you." Maya bolted down the hallway. Ryder and the others stopped outside the door. Through the window, they saw her climb onto the bed and throw her arms around a frail woman, hooked to IVs and oxygen tubes. The woman smiled weakly, stroking her daughter's hair. The sight made Ryder's heart ache. They stood there for a while in silence until a nurse walked over. "You brought her here?" she asked quietly. Ryder nodded. "She was trying to sell her bike to get here." The nurse's eyes filled with tears. "That little girl's been coming every day to the hospital, asking if someone could give her a ride. Her mom's got late-stage heart failure. Doctors don't think she'll make it through the week." Ryder looked down at his boots, his jaw tightening. He reached into his vest and pulled out a thick roll of bills. "How much does the treatment cost?" The nurse looked surprised. "Sir, it's expensive. I didn't ask that," Ryder said, his voice rough. "Just tell me." She hesitated. "About $12,000. Ryder turned to his crew. "Boys, we got a heart to fix." Without hesitation, the bikers nodded. One by one, they reached into their pockets, tossing wads of cash into the helmet Maya had left behind. "From the Iron Devils," said Big Joe, slapping his hand on the pile. "Let's give this girl her miracle." When Maya came out of the room, she froze. "What's this?" she asked, looking at the helmet full of cash. Ryder smiled and crouched again. "That's your mom's new chance. You keep your bike, kiddo. It's not for sale anymore." She burst into tears, hugging him tightly. "Thank you, sir. Thank you so much." He patted her back gently. "Don't thank me, little one. Thank the road for bringing us to you." Days later, news spread across the internet. Someone had filmed the whole moment, the little girl asking to sell her bike, the bikers showing up at the hospital, the helmet full of money. It went viral. Headlines read, "Biker Gang Saves Little Girl's Mom," and "Kindness on Two Wheels." Donations flooded in from around the world. Within a week, Evelyn Johnson received the surgery she needed. When she woke up, Maya was right there, holding her hand, whispering, "See, Mama. I didn't sell my bike. The angels on motorcycles helped us." A month later, the Iron Devils returned to that same town. This time, Maya was waiting for them outside the gas station, but she wasn't crying. She was smiling, wearing a new pink helmet. Her mom stood behind her, healthy and strong. "Hey, Ryder," she shouted. "You ready to race me?" The bikers laughed, cheering as she pedaled beside them down the road. Ryder watched her go, that small bike rolling proudly beside roaring engines. And in that moment, he realized something powerful. Sometimes the smallest souls carry the biggest courage, and sometimes angels wear leather and ride Harleys. As the sun dipped behind the horizon, Ryder looked back at the camera that one of his crew was holding and said, "Folks, if you're watching this, remember, kindness doesn't cost a dime. There's always someone out there who just needs $20 worth of hope. Be that hope." Then he smirked, revved his engine, and added, "And hey, if you love stories like this, hit that subscribe button. We ride for stories that change lives, and maybe, just maybe, we'll meet another angel like Maya on the next road." The bikes roared to life again. And the Iron Devils rode into the glowing sunset, not as feared outlaws, but as heroes who proved that compassion still burns bright, even beneath the roar of an engine.